Hello, my name is Xavier, and this is Martin, and welcome back to the Bro Science Podcast. Bro
We have to do Santi's part because
Science!
he's not
Yeah,
here
yeah.
because he
Santi
has too
is
much work.
currently, what is he doing? I
He
don't
just
even know.
has too much work, so he will skip it this week.
Yeah,
But he will
but
hopefully back next week.
Santi will be back. He'll be stronger than ever, and then we'll be doing some more fantastic podcasts. And to start off today, me and Martin wanted to talk about a very common issue that we are actually both going through at the moment. And it's the classic getting out of bed straight away in the morning. I was just talking to Martin now, and yeah, even this morning, finding it tough just to get straight out of bed, spending that extra little bit of time in the warm depths of my blankets, enjoying being in my little cocoon, and just trying to figure out how we can get out of bed straight away so that we can do the things that we want to do in the day. Um, so where were we, Martin?
So yeah, so I was saying that for me, I used to have a lot of trouble waking up, but well, when I was super young, I didn't have to have any. I didn't used to have any trouble at all. Like I would wake up at 6, like this easy, no problem, done.
Mm.
I would wake up, I would do whatever. If I was way too young, I would watch TV, or I would read a book, or I would go for a run, or go for a hike, or even, or I don't know. For some reason, these last years, it has it has become more complex to wake up early for some reason.
Mm.
Um, but now already getting a little bit of manage of it, and I've been managing to wake up early, but for some reason, if I so I work like in a hybrid model. So when I work from home, I try to wake up early, go to the gym, and come back home to work. But if
Mm.
I go to the office, then I wake up, go to the gym, and then go to the office. And the days I go to the office, for some reason, it's like not a problem to wake up. I
Mm.
wake
And when
up
you're saying waking up early, Sully, what time is that?
5:30, 5:45. At
Mm-hmm.
6, I'm out of my house.
Okay.
Um, at 6, I'm out of my house because the bus that goes from my house to the gym is at passes every day at 6:02. So I have two
Mm.
minutes to walk from my house to the bus stop, take the bus. I take the bus. It leaves me like right on the door of the gym. I go to the gym, and then right in the gym, I have the metro, and I take the metro to my office. So it's
Yeah.
like I have all my scheduled like done, and those days work amazingly. I'm super productive. Like I get a
Mm.
lot of things done. I wake up
Mm.
early. I even have spare time to like watch Netflix or whatever I need to do. So
Oh
it's
wow.
amazing. It's amazing. But for some reason, the days I work from home, I wake up at 5:45, or and I like look at the phone, the alarm. I press the snooze, and I say like, Okay, I can have 10 more minutes because I'm only going to the gym and coming back home, so I have
Yeah.
time. Like I don't have the hour that I spend on going to the from the gym to the office, and then from the office to my house. I
Mm.
don't have. I have those extra 2 hours. Supposedly I have those extra 2 hours the days I work from home. But the thing
Yep.
is, I don't have them because I sleep them. Like I say, 10 more minutes, and then I just oversleep a lot.
Mm.
Um,
So
so
just a
that's
question. I mean, you're very interested in
yeah.
this dilemma from your perspective. Like, so how many times a week are you working from the office, and how many times a week are you working from home?
So it's literally up to me. Uh,
Yep.
but because I've realized this, I've been starting. I have started to go more to the office.
Okay.
Because I just get a lot of things done, and not only at work. I go to like the first hour of the day. I already worked out.
Mm.
Then I also get a lot of stuff done at the office at work. I read in the metro to the office. I read back on the metro to home. Uh, it's like active days because I'm walking all over the place. Then I come home. I have spare time. I can do. go buy groceries, or I can do my laundry, or I can watch Netflix, or I can study something if I need to, or call friends or family or whatever. So it's like
Mm.
great. But and that's why I've been trying to to do more of those days. But when and maybe I should do it every day. But when I stay home, for some reason, I try to wake up before 6. I don't, and I end up waking up just before 8. So I
Yeah.
still have like an hour before starting to work.
Mm.
But because I stayed in bed all that time, I'm still like a little sleepy, and I stayed in bed. I maybe I maybe like look up Instagram, and then I lose a lot of time there, and then I wake up. I like actually stand up. I go for some shitty breakfast, and then I start
Yeah.
working. And even if I start working at the same time, I haven't worked out. I haven't read. I'm still sleepy. So it's
Yeah.
like I'm not this. I'm not as productive.
Mm.
And then throughout the day, also because I'm like in my room, it's like not the same as in the office. I don't get as concentrated, and I don't get the same amount of work done. Because of that, at the time I usually finish at the office, I don't finish here because I feel a little bit like I haven't done enough, so I need to overcompensate with more hours of work that I'm not actually working.
Yeah.
uh, and then because of that, I don't have the spare time that I have in the afternoons that as I go to the office. And because I don't have that spare time, I don't manage to like accomplish the task that I should be accomplishing on my spare
Yeah.
time. And because of that, I try to do those tasks in the night. um, and
So
because
it's
of
just a
that
knock-on
I and
effect.
because
Mm.
of that I end up going to bed super late, and because of that it's even harder to wake up at the right time the next day. So it's like a feedback
Mm.
loop. um,
Mm.
and you may ask,
So
why don't you
let me
go to the
ask.
office every day?
Yeah, and that's what I was just about to say. Like, why don't you just go to the office every day?
Yeah, it's a super fair question, and I think I'll start to I may start to go to the office every day. um,
Mm. And
but
like, look, I mean, there's two sides. I feel like there's two sides to this. There's the
I meant,
is
sorry,
it just
I
more
lost you.
beneficial for you to just go to work every day? Is
I
that the
lost you.
solution? Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's two like very distinct sides to this coin. So like there's the okay, I can just go to work and that's my solution. Or actually like figure out like what is it about working at home that is providing this, demotivational version of yourself. Because there's probably something there for growth, if anything. So like I wonder why like staying at home you're not motivated to get out of bed. Like,
I don't.
do
I
you
don't
think you
wonder
know?
that. Yeah, I think I know. I think I know. Have you ever heard the classical thought that if your boss was to tell you to do something, you would do it. But then if you would tell yourself to do that same thing, you wouldn't do it.
No, I haven't, but I like it. Hmm.
Like if your boss would tell you you have to be at the office at 6 o'clock tomorrow, you would be there probably. But if you were
Yep.
to tell yourself you would be at the office 6 a.m. next morning, you probably wouldn't do it.
Yep.
I think that's
Mm.
true for most people, and I think that's true in the most part for myself as well.
Mm.
And it's not only about your boss; it's just about, I think, knowing that we live in a society, and people expect things from us, and we care about what other people think from us, about us.
Mm.
So
Wow, that's
so
interesting.
I think because of that I get in part, or maybe not that's not everything, but maybe in a sense that's why I get a
Yep.
lot done in an office and not at home, because I know I'm not by myself. I know there's people also working there, so I cannot be doing nothing. I have to be working, and and
Yeah.
I don't see that as a bad thing. Like, you have to put yourself in an environment that allows you to achieve what you want to achieve. um
Just yeah, it just I think that's a very, very naturally human thing, to be honest, is that like society, I guess, or like the society that you're in, so the people around you, like I guess, their opinion slash, their expectation of you drives you, you know? Like, I think that's a very normal and possibly evolutionary thing. And I
of
don't think that's
course,
bad.
yeah.
I
I
really
don't
don't
think
think
that's
that's
bad.
bad at all.
And I think that's also why people go to gyms instead of exercising at home. I don't think it's, maybe it's in some part of because of the equipment they have at the gyms, but I think for
Yeah.
the most part it's because you go to the gym because you know that if you go to the gym you're not going to sit at a machine and not do nothing, or you're not going to have the dumbbells in front of you and do nothing. But probably if you're at home with dumbbells, you won't do as much exercise as you would do in the gym,
Mm.
because you have this context that is like
Mm.
in a way forcing you to do that you want to do, but you know it would be way harder to accomplish that by yourself
Mm.
at home in your room.
So this is so interesting. Like, usually when I think of the power of community, I think of people quite literally helping you when doing the thing you want to do, and that's what makes you like better. So, like, for example, like, let's say I go to work and I'm young, I'm new, I don't really know what I'm doing. I can ask questions and then get help, and then I can progress. And that's the power of community. You have people that have their roles in that community, and then you can grow together. But this is a whole different, this is just another extra bit of the power of community, which I think is important. It's literally what people think of you, and that can either be good or bad. It can either, like, I don't know, funnel you into some hole, or it can bring out, the drive and motivation within you to be a part and be a good part of that community. So that's really awesome, you know. Just again showing how like being alone in your own little bubble isn't healthy. Like, it's just not the way to go. Um,
Yeah, and I don't think like caring about what other people think of you is intrinsically good or bad. I think it only depends on
mm,
how you manage it, and in from what angle do you see it. Like, you could
yep.
use that for better or for worse. I don't think
Mm,
that has an intrinsic value.
yep. No, yeah, yeah, okay. See, the thing is, I've always thought about that as almost a negative thing. Like, if you care about what people think of you, you end up swaying to their opinion, like, or like trying to fulfill their dreams for you or opinions of you. Um, but interestingly, now we're coming up from the perspective of, if you care about what people think of you, you'll actually do more and achieve more than you ever would have done before. So that's really, wow. It's really your approach to that, to those thoughts, which is fascinating. That's awesome. I love it. Yep. And I
Yeah,
actually, I agree with you. I think going into work, I love going into work. Um, I like actually physically talking to the people around me, as opposed to
yeah.
being on Teams. I feel so disconnected sometimes when I'm at home and just working. Even though like it takes an effort to get into the office and whatever, I don't think effort is bad. I was actually watching this documentary about centenarians, like the blue zones. I don't know if you've seen it on Netflix. Fantastic documentary, just
What is it
about
about?
people living to 100 and like anomalies of certain groups of populations that live to that age. Um, and yeah, it's just talking about like one of the things that they do is they have effort in their daily lives just to like do normal things. So like for me, even having the effort, because I ride to the office, so having the effort, okay, I have to get on my bike, I have to ride to the office, like that is such a healthy way to live your life, you know? Um, so like again, replacing that effort even to travel to work, it's like we're really doing nothing. You do the washing in the dishwasher. I mean, you do your clothes washing, sorry, in the washing machine. You do your dishes in the dishwasher. You You have a robot vacuum cleaner to vacuum the house. You have a car to take you everywhere. Like, I don't know, your heat's already done for you. You don't have to chop wood. Like, there's literally nothing you have to do. Everything's done. You don't have to tell stories. It's already on TV, So, what do we actually do all day? You know? Yeah, so I think it's very healthy. And I like this whole idea of you going to work every day, kind of summing that up.
Yeah, but for me, there's still I'm missing piece in the path in the puzzle that maybe we can like solve it together, because okay,
Yeah.
that's we have why I accomplish more in the gym. Okay, we have why I accomplish more in the office. Okay, but now the question is, why is it easier to wake up?
Mm.
I mean, and wait,
Mm.
and let me go back a little bit. Even though that's one of the reasons I think I accomplish more, I think also, um, just the fact that I went to the gym first thing in the morning
Mm.
helps me a lot throughout the completeness of the day. Like every part of the day after working out in the morning is easier and better.
Mm.
So I think that's also a factor. But I'm still missing the cure, like the solution on why can I not wake up?
I think,
Okay.
I don't know, this is just, I think that bus is one of the most important things about you waking up. Like, I think it's potentially like it's in your mind, I have to get that bus. And there's no questions, you know? But when you wake up in the morning and you're at home, there's like, I don't
I can catch the
have
next
to
bus.
get up. What?
I can catch the next bus.
But you can, but you've got your schedule planned. And that's the bus. Like you were saying it before, like you had conviction, man. You're like, nah, I've got to catch that bus.
No, but
You
that's
can, you can.
when I go to the office, that's my thinking process. But when I work from home, I know I think I can catch the next bus. I can stay in bed for a little bit longer.
But is that what you think?
Yeah, 100%.
So when
But
you're
no,
going to work, you get in bed and you're still tired. Let's go through the thoughts of Martin. Let's go.
yeah,
So you're in
let's
bed,
go
right?
through.
We're chilling, and it's a work day, and you're thinking about
Work for, do you mean
it's always that
with the
little bit of
work?
contemplation. That first 2 minutes you wake up, it's like, nah,
You mean an office
alarm.
day?
Yeah, it's an office day.
Okay, okay.
What do you think? Are you thinking, I got to go to the office? Let's get out of bed. Like, is there even a hesitation? Is there even oh, I could just turn the alarm off and sleep more?
Yeah, not really. There's no real hesitation.
So you're not even making okay, that's cool. I like that. So let's say there's a non-work day. I mean, not a non-work day. At home day. What are the thoughts? What's like the
My thought is, okay, I wake up at 6, and then I'll work out from 6 to 7:30, and then I'll come back home, and I'll be home from 7:30 to 8:30 or 9. That will be a little bit of a dead time because I won't be working until 8:39. So I
yeah.
think so in my head I'm saying like I have time to sleep. I still have time to sleep, even though that hour as you said, I could use it to read. I could use it to finish something that I didn't. I could use it to whatever I want. To cook. I could use that hour, but I know it's like a dead hour because it's in between the gym and working. So I
Yeah.
know that I have that span of time that I can like shift. But what ends up happening is that I end up sleeping the gym hour and the spare hour.
Mm. So you're like, yeah, like now because you know of that spare time so clearly on the home day, I feel like then when you get up, there's the decision. And once the decision comes in, we have issues. Like we have now it's
because
about what's the better of these two options. Before there was no decision, so you don't have to think about what's the better of two options. You're out, and that's it. But now we have to think of what's better, the pain of getting out of bed or the reward of what I'm doing later. And the reward of what I'm doing later in that, emotional state is nothing
and
because I'm
yeah,
doing
that's the thing. When you're just waking up, your ID takes over. Your primitive mind takes over. You're
Yeah.
not thinking rationally. Your ego is still asleep. So you just keep sleeping, man. What?
It's humble Martin, bro. The ego is asleep.
No, I mean like the ego in
I'm
like
joking.
the Freudian theory of the
Mm-mm.
mind, like the
Yeah,
like
yeah,
the ration like the more rational.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that part of my brain's asleep still because I know I want to follow that schedule, but I don't, and I really wonder why it's so difficult to like take
Mm,
to tell myself in the at 6 a.m. that Martin from the rest of the day is going to regret not waking up.
mm.
Why is there that miscommunication between both of us, between myself from now and myself from 6 a.m.? It's like they're two different persons, I swear. I hate that guy.
Nah, I don't know. I don't know if we hate that guy because I think that guy's just telling you might need sleep. You know,
No, no, motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, obviously, David
No,
Goggins would be like, "Stay home, like, get out of bed." But like, I don't know if that's exactly the
no,
case.
that's because that same guy is the one that tells you want to eat when you don't need to, that you want to quit when you don't have to, that you want. It's that guy. It's all over the place, and it's always trying to make you weaker. It's
Weaker.
not trying to make you weaker. It's just trying to get you comfortable because that guy comes that guy comes from millions of years of evolution in which we didn't have enough food, we didn't have enough rest, we didn't have enough protection, we didn't have enough water, we didn't have enough things, but we do now. And the humans that live in the present are the same humans, genetically speaking, than the ones
Mm,
that lived 2,000 years ago. Genetically
yeah,
speaking, we haven't evolutioned from them, but
yeah. Just trying to
they had a
produce
such
rest.
different
Yeah,
context. they
yeah, yeah,
they,
yeah.
they used to fight, they used to have to fight for food and fight for survival, and they didn't have water, or like at least like drinkable water, and they it was okay for humans in the past to look out for
Mm,
comfort. They needed that was the biggest mechanism of survival. But it's like our species like
mm,
finished the game, and now it's all sorted. But the game is, you have everything that you need, but our like our biology mechanisms don't know it yet. So that
mm,
guy comes from it just thinks he's still in that world, but it isn't.
okay. So what? Okay, what I'm hearing, right, is that biologically, our purpose was to make an environment that was comfortable, right? That's what
In
you're
a
saying,
way, in a
in
way.
a way. So back in the day, you would be in many more uncomfortable scenarios where you're fighting for food, fighting for water, shelter. So your body naturally wants to find and attain that level of comfort, so it's healthy for you. So you can have the rest and you can, eat good food with protein and whatever, and like all that kind of stuff. Um, but now, you know, in today's age, that's just given to you in certain, countries and places, and luckily for us, that's what we have. So if you've got these comforts, what else is motivating you past that guy? So now it's not that little guy speaking anymore. You have to bring out the next level
Yeah.
to keep you motivated and doing to do greater. It's no longer about just satisfying the biological need. You need to satisfy another need now. And, so for you to get up in the morning, your purpose has to be set on something, and it has to be strong. It has to be actually stronger than that need to just be comfortable. But it sounds like that's not when you're at home. You don't have that. There's that purpose isn't there to get you out of the morning. It's not stronger than that biological need. But when you're going to work, I guess the purpose of, not pleasing people, but the purpose of being as a part of a society or a group per se, and then, like adhering to the expectations of that group does motivate you. And that's totally okay. It's a motivational factor. So like you trying to find that and another motivational factor when getting out of bed in the morning at home is that's how you're going to do it, I think.
I disagree. I disagree because
Disagree?
I agree. I agree that that's true. That's 100% true what you just said. But I feel like for some reason it takes longer to wake up like that guy than the guy that wakes up. So it takes longer. Like for some reason when I wake up, I can only think about sleeping. I forget about everything else that exists. Uh,
But
so
it's just because you got nothing getting you out of bed. There's nothing like, man, when I was a kid and it was Christmas, I'm telling you, I was out of bed. Like there was no questions. Like I was friggin', my body was like itching to wake up, It's because like my mind was so fixated on Christmas, I couldn't care if I needed 10 more hours of sleep. I'm done, Like I'm just seeing, like, I feel like there's a lack of motivation. There's more for you to discover in purpose to get out of bed and be like, done, I'm out. Bang, let's go.
I don't think motivation is a problem, man. I really don't. I really don't.
You reckon?
I really don't. It's just that like the rational part of me still asleep. It's like it's like what you're saying is true, but the thing that you're saying involves me thinking and making a rational decision first thing I wake up, and that isn't happening. The reason it works the days I go to the office is because I have like a tight schedule planned where I don't have to think. I just have to execute. I don't have to think anything. So I just do it. I don't have to make any decisions. It's just do.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
when I work from home, I have a decision available. I have a decision to sleep a little bit longer because I know it won't affect work. I know I will still be able to get to the gym, even though most times I won't. It's just, I don't know, man. Tell me your experience. Maybe that all will also help me a little bit. Me.
So
Waking up.
recently, I've been finding it tough to get out of bed early in the morning, straight away. I mean, look, I think that's just because my schedule is very packed, and that's an issue that I need to solve. I need to reduce my schedule. I need to spend more time with friends and just chill, and instead of just go 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 go. Yeah, I think busyness is such a it's almost like it's like a drug for me. Like I love it. Like I love doing stuff, but like at the end of the day, am I really, helping my body out and myself out? Probably not. But anyways, I remember, I think it was 2 years ago or a year ago. I can't remember. It was before Exchange. Exchange destroyed my sleeping pattern. Like, I'd never had worse sleeping pattern in my life. I remember on Exchange, I'd get home at 4 a.m. and get up at like 11. Like, that was just bad. That was just terrible. Anyways, before
But
that,
did you have fun?
oh, so much fun. Wouldn't change it.
Was it worth it?
Worth it. But I'm
Isn't
glad
that-
it's over.
Okay.
I couldn't do it anymore, man. I was like, I
You,
felt gross. I was like, this is
would you do
just
it again?
too much. An exchange again? Probably not. Probably not. I'm not really. I don't know. I don't really need to do that again. It was great.
Like, I'm putting you a button. Would you press it? You press it, you're in exchange.
Nah,
No?
no.
Interesting.
It was good. It was fun. Traveling and meeting friends and, going out and, but I don't know. I think there's like a time for those things. Like that was like a good time to do it. But then like by the end, I was like, man, I just want to go to work. I just want to actually do something productive with my day instead of just sit around, watch a bit of Netflix, go on a walk. Like just, I felt like I was just doing nothing productive. Anyways, that's another conversation, right? Before that,
A good one,
I
though.
made a goal to get out of bed straight away every morning. And the first 2 weeks were very difficult. But as soon as that was up, it was like clockwork. It was like bang, up, no issues. If anything, the issue for me sometimes was Monday after the weekend, if I went out or if I got up late or anything. But some weekends, if I didn't go out or anything, like I continued. Like, and I wasn't even bad about it. Um, and for me, the secret to that was it wasn't, like motivation or anything like that. It was simply reducing the difficulty of the next morning by sleeping earlier the next night or sleeping at a consistent time. That literally changed the game. Because like if you let's say for example you go to bed at 10 one night, then 11 one night, then 9:30 then one night, then 10 one night, then because you're changing your sleep schedule, like your body's not in a regular rhythm. So how do you expect yourself to wake up at a regular rhythm in the morning? You don't. And your body's not adapted to like get up at this time, get up at this time, get up at this time. But as soon as you start regularly going to sleep at a certain time, then it makes it so much easier. That voice, like your body knows how to get enough rest in that time for you for the next day. So like this whole thing about like you need 8 hours of sleep, I think's a bit crap. I don't really believe it as much. Like you probably do, but anyways, I don't want to like make you like not sleep that amount if that's right for you. But anyways, for me, what I've found is as long as it's regular and probably above like 6 to 7 hours, like if it's like clockwork, my body will get enough sleep that I need. Like it'll figure it out. Um, permitting how much exercise I've done. So if I do lots of exercise, I should regularly get more sleep. So I've found that, now that I'm riding and all that kind of stuff, I probably need now the 7 hours or 8 hours. Just because my body needs more time to recover. Yeah. But yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, let's just talk about this. I don't know if I've talked about it, but yeah. So once you do that, once you do that regular stuff, the next morning, when you wake up, you literally wake up, your eyes just open, you feel refreshed. It's like, it's not like this, like, this sluggish version of you that gets up in the morning. It's just like, oh, this bed's so warm, and I don't want to get out of bed, and that just like that is like so much less, and it's so much easier to overcome the cold barrier of getting out of your bed. Like just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's okay. Like, you know,
And why have you had trouble this last period of time waking up early? Have you been going to bed at the regular time, or?
regularish. You know what? I haven't really set this as a goal in the past a couple months. I just haven't really like focused on it because like there's been other things I wanted to focus on to build myself. But this is now I'm like, you know what? I can start this one again. Just today I thought about this and like the fact that you want to talk about it as well, and I'm like, this is great. This is a sign. So tomorrow we start.
Yeah,
Goal
but
for the next 2 weeks. It's going to be hard. It's going to hurt, but just do it. And then once you do that, man, it becomes a habit, and you're like, bang, you get out with vigor. I'm telling you.
to me, it's harder to go to bed every day at the same time than waking up every day at the same time.
Well, I think this is your issue, man. Like, you need to figure that out. You need to like prioritize. Is it worth it going like being young? And this is actually no. This is why I didn't do it earlier in the year because I've been thinking about this as well. That's good. I wanted to do like dancing classes and I wanted to do freaking, I don't know, catch up with mates. And when I catch up with mates and stuff on a weeknight, I usually get home at 10. And probably my ideal sleep is going to bed at 9:30, being asleep by 10. So I find that really difficult. And on balance, I think I prioritize social activity. Being younger, like I prioritize social activity over sleep and like waking up well the next morning. Is that good?
Me too, and I think that me too, and that's my biggest point. Like, if not now, then when? Like,
Yep.
like I don't remember who, but I listened to a podcast recently, and like the main title was about, well, yeah, the main title was like, you have to be able to time your lifetime right. So you don't want to do like do something in your life at a point where you shouldn't be doing it. You should always time yourself correctly. So you don't want to spend times with your partners when they're too old. You want to spend them when you're a little bit young, so you can actually enjoy them. And you don't want to spend you want to spend all your money throughout your life. You don't want to like be 80 and you have all your bank account full. Like, you want to spend it like in a regular basis, so you can
Yep.
enjoy everything. Well, it was basically just about timing everything when it should be, and not before and not after. And that really opened my mind about like letting loose a little bit, and thinking, okay, this is the time to be young, and this is the time to like
Mm.
have fun. And I don't know, because then I'll be 30, I'll probably want to have a family, and that won't be the time. That won't be the time to travel around the world. That won't be the time to like meet up with friends Wednesday at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. That won't be the time. The time to do that kind of things is now. It's not in 10 years. It's probably not
Yep.
in 20 years.
Difficult. 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 Hmm. I don't know, man. I get what you're saying. My idea, like, I want to be working on like businesses and stuff like that for probably the rest of my life. That's it. I'm happy, but I also want to be like adventuring for the rest of my life. Like, I like both. Both, actually, both is an adventure for me, and both is fun. So, but yeah, I think personally, my issue is like this whole like business side. Like, it can become so like not overwhelming, but I don't know, it can become like just entrenched in always doing business activities, and that's an issue. Um, and it's not out of a chore because I hate that mindset. The whole 9 to 5 mindset, or the person, you got these people that like rip to shreds, like 9 to 5. They're like, I can't be bothered working a 9 to 5 job and whatever. And I think they're of the mentality that a 9 to 5 job is like, they don't want to work it is because they just don't want this regular rhythm and whatever. I don't even know. They just don't want someone dictating everything they do. I just like, man, if you're not passionate about what you do, or if you're not like motivated, I've never like currently, technically, I'm working a 9 to 5 job, but I never work 9 to 5 in my mind because I enjoy, like, I just take ownership. It's like, fuck yeah. So that, but then the issue with that is it can very easily take over. But then but that leads to enjoyment of what I do too. Rats.
Yeah. It's I think the same, man. I think for a long time, like I didn't want to work a 9 to 5 job, and I wanted to like be an entrepreneur and be my own boss and all that shit. And right now, like
Mm,
I'm so content where I am now that I couldn't care less. Like,
yeah.
and I think I wonder why people. I wonder why myself from the past and why people who, like feel so scared of 9 to 5 jobs. Like
Yeah, because I feel like it's the trap. Like, there's this whole idea of 9 to 5 is a trap of a regular rhythm, and there's no purpose or motivation. It's just going through the motions. But one thing I learned in COVID is just because you're locked in your house doesn't mean you have to feel locked. Like, you can be as free in any locked environment according to your choosing. So, for example, like
that's so good. Yeah.
a kid, right, is free in a playground. But note his mum or dad, you can't do this, you can't do that, can't do that, can't do that. Kid in mind, still free, right? You're locked in your house in COVID. Someone that's our age, I'm locked in my house, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do that. Oh no, I'm trapped. Or I'm in my 9 to 5 job. Oh, I can't leave at this time, I can't do that time, I can't. Da, 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 da. I'm locked in my mind. But if you open your mind to be like, I'm actually like, even though I'm in this cage, in life, you're always in a cage. This earth is bounding you. Sorry, chief, but like, you're locked. But as long as you believe you're free, you are. So I don't, Bech, I just don't like this 9 to 5 trap idea. It just pisses me off, to be quite honest. When people are like, I don't want to work 9 to 5, I want to work, some freelance job. I'm like, it's just because you're not creative on how you think, to be quite honest. Like, anyways.
I think it's just the like people trying to control things they cannot control.
Mm,
And people trying to feel like they can control things they cannot control.
mm.
Um, and that to me
You know
makes
what?
so much sense. Like I
Yeah.
feel like I was trying to feel like I was. It's so good.
Yeah. You know what's interesting, man? Is like we've had this whole discussion of like motivation working from home and that. And I have it like this inkling that like the person that like doesn't like a 9 to 5 job because of the trap will struggle with motivation of doing their own hours. Like, because they think that that's how they have this employee mentality anyways, not this entrepreneurial mentality. So if you go into a 9 to 5 job and don't have the mentality of I can work extra hours or I can do extra and I can build and grow, and if you don't have that mentality, working your own hours, you struggle to be motivated because you're waiting for someone to tell you what you want, what you can do. So you'll work this 3 hours job and be like, oh my god, like I'll just take a break here and I'll just do that there and I'm entitled to it and I'm, oh man,
I
you just,
I
mate, you'll
earned
earn
it.
2 hours for the
I
year.
earned it for myself.
I earned it, yeah.
I
But
deserve it.
man, like, yeah, like to, if anything, I think a non 9 to 5 job, you being a freelancer and dictating your own time, and that is difficult. Like you need to be either really passionate about what you do, or you need to like be able to motivate yourself when there's no motivation and push when there's not. When you're having the days at home, which is tough, and
Yeah.
you're a really motivated guy, self motivated dude. So if you're struggling, I imagine most people would. Um,
I
yeah.
think everyone does, to be honest. I think just some people manage to hide it very well.
Mm,
But I think everyone like for everyone it's so hard to find motivation sometimes. But you
mm,
just gotta do it. It's the only way.
yeah. No, I agree. Well, I think that was a great podcast. I
Yeah.
think, going from, sleep. Oh, by the way, me and Martin have made an agreement that we will be holding each other accountable to waking up early in the morning. And whoever sleeps the longest, or like the most sleeps in the most times, will lose. I'm not sure what the punishment is or the reward is, but we will figure that out. Anyways, look, today was a great podcast. We talked about motivation from getting out of bed and how that can be either linked to the society you're in, or the people, the group you're surrounded by, or the fact that you're just at home alone. We talked about, what else did we talk about? Talked about I don't know. Work.
Everything,
9 to 5 jobs.
doesn't really matter.
Yeah. But look, it's been an awesome podcast, Martin. It's always a pleasure, and very
Always.
excited to do next week's podcast with you guys. Then, catch you later.